I did an amusement park. The main theme for me is different basic properties of how the US government works. And one thing I learned through this project is that learning about the government can actually be kind of fun if it's presented in the right way. And then the way that I did this project was through a game, and it's like a amusement park simulator. So I just put it together on there, and you're gonna see that now. Welcome to my government-themed amusement park. My park includes 6 rides, 4 eating establishments, 2 gift shops, and 2 extra elements. To start off, let's jump straight into the rides. For ride number 1, we have the Declaration of Doom. This ride is in honor of the DOI. I've made this ride the only wooden roller coaster in the whole park in order to signify that it is representing the oldest document in the park. I have also placed this ride at the very beginning of the theme park because the DOI was the beginning for the US. Ride number 2 is the Colossal Constitution. This ride symbolizes the Constitution. I've made this ride the biggest in the whole park because it is the biggest part of how our government is formed. I've also used a very intricate roller coaster in order to capture the complexity of the document. The last thing I did was place it in the center of the park because that's how it is in life too. The Constitution is the center point for the government to revolve around. Ride number 3 is the Super Separator. The Super Separator represents checks and balances. The Super Separator has 3 arms to represent each branch of government. During the ride, it can be interpreted that the arms are chasing each other and keeping the ride balanced. Ride number 4 is the Presidential Preview. This ride is used to symbolize the main role of the president. This ride is a huge tower, and once you reach the top, you're above the whole park, overlooking every single ride, just like how the president overlooks the government. Ride number 5 is the Second Amendment Shootout. This ride is used to express the idea that we all have the right to bear arms. For this ride, you are placed in a cart and given a fake gun to shoot the targets within the ride. The last ride is the Freedom Track. This ride is used to show our freedom of movement within the US. This is a racing ride where you are given a go-kart and 2 separate tracks you must complete. Whoever completes the 2 tracks the fastest is the winner. Moving on to our first eating establishment, we have the Public Pantry. The Public Pantry is a pop-up shop where you can get all of your essential needs. Items sold here includes drinks, candy, and snacks. The Public Pantry represents we the people, because even though we are all just normal, everyday citizens, we are still essential to the way our government functions. Next, we have the District Dinery. The District Dinery is our lowest level of restaurant. Here you can find all of your most basic and common dishes, just like how in district courts they deal with the most basic and common court cases. Some items you might find on the menu here include sloppy Justice Joes, Your Honor hot dogs, not guilty nachos, and many more. Next up, we have the Circuit Cafe. The Circuit Cafe is a step up from our District Dinery. This establishment is for people who have already been to the dinery and decided they needed something more. Here at the Circuit Cafe, we require a little more from our guests, which is why we have a strict casual dress policy. Just like how with circuit courts, these courts are for people who have already been to the first level of courts, but for whatever reason, needed to proceed to the next level. Also, just like the Circuit Cafe with our dress policy, this level of court doesn't just take every single case. Some things you might find on the menu here include adversary avocado toast, objection omelets, and many more. Next, we have the Supreme Steakhouse. The Supreme Steakhouse is invite only and is the most prestigious restaurant in the entire park. After carefully examining customers from the Circuit Cafe, the head of the steakhouse will decide who to invite into the restaurant. This is like how the Supreme Court only takes a very small amount of cases after they make it through circuit trials. Some things to look out for on this menu include testimony T-bone, sanctioned sirloin, reaffirmation ribeye, and much more. Next up, we have our gift shops. Gift shop number 1 will be a create your own amendment or bill. This will be a great way to spread knowledge to anyone that doesn't understand the process of how a bill or amendment gets made, and it promotes deeper conversation on how the government is ran. However, this is not just a boring old create your own amendment. Participants will have the opportunity to dress up like our forefathers did and write with a real ink pen. Gift shop number 2 will be ran like a voting booth. There will be 3 different tiers you can choose from, $5, $10, and $20. Depending on which tier you decide to pick, you will be faced with the option of 2 different items that are equal in value. Whichever one you decide will be the gift that you take home. This will promote the education of our voting system and get younger kids used to having to make tough decisions. It will also promote and help spread the idea of freedom of choice. For my first extra element, we have the Great Park Reserves. The Great Park Reserve is made up of 3 ATMs spread out across the park. These ATMs hold most of the park's cash, just like how the Federal Reserve acts as the central banking system for the U.S. My second extra element is the Third Amendment Hotel. Here at the Third Amendment Hotel, we believe privacy is of the utmost importance. What this means is that we don't have any pesky room service or cleaning ladies coming to knock at your door throughout the day. This hotel is representing the Third Amendment that no soldier, or in this case maintenance, shall enter your room unexpectedly while in a time of peace. Thank you for partaking in a virtual tour of my amusement park. I hope that you enjoyed your time here.